I was homeless, street entrenched, long beard, one set of clothes. I had a relatively successful university experience, a relatively successful career in my 20s. I was mid-30s. And when I had enough input to choose to not want to die anymore, because I had been wanting to die. It was a surprise to me. And so a few years later, I thought, what the hell was that? Because I had spent my entire 20s and 30s thinking I was just, like, I never thought I'd live to see 30 the way I was living. And, you know, the odor I carried was like a defense shield. Anybody that came within 4 feet of me, I knew that there was probably going to be trouble. And that was helpful at stoplights when you were waiting to cross traffic and things. And I know certain places I slept, but at that time there was a year and a half. I have no memory at all. We talk about street shock. There's this and that kind of psychosis.
I don't mean shelter like something over your head. I just mean nothing could be over your head. Just safe, being safe. Whether you're in a bush, you're under train tracks or a bridge, or out in the middle of a field. Shelter to me is safeness. So, yeah, they need to be safe. Well, for thievery, for violence, for drugs, for getting hurt. Just in general, forget the snow and the blizzard and the rain, but just like people in general. If you're in a tent, anything can penetrate through a tent. So then you don't sleep. You just don't. You won't sleep if you're not safe. You're not going to close your eyes. You don't close your eyes, you're going to have a mental breakdown. And then, of course, yes, you do need a roof over your head. You need it for the elements of Mother Nature. But it really does boil down. You could be in a shelter with a roof and hot water and heat, and you're not safe. Even in a shelter, they need safe lock, a door, even like that they can control.
So I think it depends on what situation you're going from into being housed. You know, is it the first time you were homeless? Are you still going through the cycle of homelessness, having a place, going back to homelessness? Are you still very much in that lifestyle? As far as the daily activity stuff goes, like it becomes a question of how solid is the situation, right? If just because I have, 4 walls and a ceiling doesn't mean I have furniture or my fridge has food in it. I'm likely still going downtown to access meals, drop-in centers, that kind of stuff. And there's stuff going on there that's offered, but I don't think it's viewed so much as I'm gonna go down and go play cards. It's more of out of survival, I have places I need to go and access things. I don't think the routine of it is as important when people are first housed. I think it's very much still about I have needs that need to be fit.
Just because they're housed doesn't mean they're good. They're still in the exact same situation with their mind, except for now they have shelter. But their mental state is probably still in the state that they were. They probably haven't even gotten into the housed state yet. So 20,000 things run through your head. First of all, am I even going to keep this place? Are they going to take it from me? Am I going to get kicked out? Am I going to pay my rent? Where do I pay my rent? So, and then you're still, kind of thinking those things. Instead of, where am I going to stay? It would be now like, oh my God, am I going to have the money to pay for it now?
Yeah.
Fear of failure. People are afraid to, fail, to be in some place, where they're alone and isolated. People lack meaningful activity and purpose. You can house people, but then everything's easy for them a certain way, they become bored. When you're unhoused and they feel accomplishment, when, okay, I collected enough firewood to stay warm tonight, I have set up my camp in a way that I can survive. You put them in a home that they have nothing to do then, they just sit. You can't just put them in a room with a bed. I work really hard to make sure people have at least a television or something to occupy their time, meaningful activity, and having goals that give them joy. When I managed to get enough food for the day, I accomplished it. So I don't know if it releases the dopamine in the brain. Doctors could understand that a little more than I can, but they feel some joy and sense of, I've done something good for myself today. When you take that away from them and just leave them alone without having, goals to set or just to keep busy. I've housed many people that had construction background, and their apartment is the most well repaired. They give me lists. This is not right. That's not right. Can I do that? I find, kits of building, meaningful activity of assembling a picnic table or Adirondack chairs, or, they're happy they need to be doing something. And often when you're in survival mode out on the street, you're busy doing things, and being housed, it kind of takes away your day-to-day survival.
It wasn't services. It wasn't a billboard. It wasn't a detox or a counselor. It was other humans that I was interacting with in a meaningful way that helped me see myself different.
A lot of times people don't really spend a lot of times in their apartments once they've left homelessness because there's nothing to do. You likely don't have a TV or cable, internet, phone. I think these days those things are a bit more accessible, but you're not likely to have a lot of those things. So you tend to go out just to get something to eat, to be social, go play cards, and trying to find safe places to go do those, whether that's a drop-in center or a coffee shop, those type of things. I think when you become more stable, that's when you maybe stop engaging as much because it's no longer a part of your survival. And I think that's where community organizations that do it well give people more than just a meal, more than just here's a booklet of pamphlets of places you can go to help you. Like there's more engagement than just here is your problem. We'd like to help you fix that. Beyond that, and I think the big difference between like programs and policies that are come out on like a cool idea, I think if you don't build a community around it, it's bound to fail.
Well, they're going to be in crisis probably. So mental health, they would need just support, either from a peer, from professional, just so that they can talk about their feelings and what behaviors they've been doing or acting out or not. If they're struggling and they don't know where and what to do, they need to know where to go. So they need to be help navigate through all the resources out there. Help advocate, because they just might be giving up too. Like, forget it, I'm already going to lose it, or there's no sense in trying. It never works. It always fails. Yeah. So maybe have somebody step in, just, so they don't self-sabotage themselves.